So this session is all about UPSC CSE 2025 Intensive Mains Program. So the main objective of this program is all about making sure the candidates are having enough practice regarding the mains examination process. And this particular program includes already, as the information is here, around 36 sectional tests will be there, and 4 essay, 4 full length, and 2 simulators, like just before you go to the exam, simulating the similar kind of conditions. Those kind of exams you are going to have. And out of these 36 sectional tests, now I am going to discuss about GS paper 2. Okay, you all know that in GS paper 2, we are going to conduct around 4 questions based on Indian polity, 3 on international relations, 2 on social justice, and 1 on governance. So today's one is about the first paper number 1. So that is about Indian polity. Okay. Now regarding today's question paper, next, question number 7. Okay. Question number 7. For me, I am having question number 7 as constitutional provisions on equality have been a cornerstone for social justice. Underline the word keyword social justice. Social justice. Critically examine how the principles of equality is protected and promoted through Article 14, 15, 16, citing relevant judicial interpretations. So then, here we have to understand, we have to write, that is about, so how the principle of equality, the keyword is principle of equality, is protected and promoted through these articles, and we have to substantiate our argument with judicial, interpretations. So once again, I am repeating the keywords social justice, and how the social justice is promoted and protected through Article 14, 15, 16. Which social justice we are talking about? Equality. The social justice of equality we are talking about, and we have to substantiate our answer by quoting relevant judicial interpretations. Okay, now let's see. First one is, of course, you have to write as the question itself is given the clue, that is about the social justice. So you can write down social justice is one of the core values of the Indian Constitution, and to promote the social justice in one form, Article 14, 15, 16, they act as a, you have to write very important words, that is about the Trinity. These 3, when you are writing something about 3 things, anything like liberty, equality, fraternity, when you are writing about, okay, these kind of any 3 things, try to write like, like golden triangle or Trinity you can use, okay. They act as Trinity for social justice. Social justice. And you can also include, they promote the substantive social equality as well. Particularly in a country where deeply stratified. Because, when we got independence, India was a country with a lot of diversity. In this kind of diverse country, obviously promoting social equality is a very challenging. To promote that social equality, this Trinity of Article 14, 15, 16, we included. Now, that should be the introduction. To try to use these words very quite often, that is core value or Trinity, or in a diversified society, especially when you are writing about fundamental rights, especially if the fundamental right is promoting the social justice or economic justice, there you can use the word after independence in a stratified society, in a diverse society. Okay, these rights were included to promote the social justice or economic justice. Is all about it's up to your innovation. Then you have to write about Article 14 and some of the judicial interpretations. Okay, first one is, of course, it guarantees equality to all people, and you have to write one more value addition here, that is equality before law we are following not only Indian citizens, it follows to everyone. That is also reflecting the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That means we treat everyone equally, not only just Indians, at least certain extent. Then of course, one of the critically examined means obviously you have to write some limitation as well, that is about there are some reasonable restrictions also there on the Article 15. Okay, but this reasonable restriction should not be arbitrary, because the word reasonable is there. There you can use the word like state of Tamil Nadu versus EP Rayappa case. If you remember, that is okay. Otherwise, simply you can write that even though Constitution is provided this Article 14, it's subjected to reasonable restrictions, and offices like President and Governor are exempted from the Article 14. That is also one of the statement you can take. And in Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India case, Supreme Court expanded the right to equality. That is about, we shifted from procedure established by the law to due process of law in the Maneka Gandhi case. Okay, in Maneka Gandhi case, Supreme Court expanded equality to include due process of law. That means when you are treating everyone equality before law, you should not only follow the procedure, but the law should be very fair. The fairness of the law will also be examined. Because in Maneka Gandhi case, not only the action of the government was questioned, even the law itself was questioned. That is the reason our judiciary evolved from procedure established by law from the due process of law. So, your first side heading should be the Article 14. What is Article 14 is saying? Any exception to Article 14 that comes under critical examination and Supreme Court observations. Okay. In the recent past, in the Shreya Singhal case as well, it struck down the Article 66A of IT Act. That is because of violating the Article 14 and gender equality in armed forces, especially in the context of India-Pakistan war and all these things. You can include the gender equality, especially if you remember, previously there was no permanent commission. Actually, this will not be in your model answer, but from current affairs point of view, knowledge I am telling you, previously there was no permanent commission for women in armed forces. That was violating the Article 14. Okay, to protect the Article 14, even Supreme Court ensured the it directed the government to introduce permanent commission to women. So this is all about the Article 14. So that we are trying to promote the social justice. This question is about how Article 14, 15, 16 is promoting the social justice. Now you have to take the next heading, that is about the Article 15, prohibition of discrimination. Okay, on various grounds it prohibits, and you can take some important clauses. Even though it is advocating the equality and prohibition of discrimination, Article 15 clause 3 specifically mentioning that special treatment of women and children, that you have to quote, because nowadays our government of India is implementing so many schemes or welfare programs towards women and children to promote the social justice. Okay, Article 15.3 you can use, and Article 15.4, which is providing the reservations to socially and socially and educationally backward communities. Through that, we try to promote the social justice. And recently, when Supreme Court was commenting on EWS reservations in Supreme Court in Janit Abhiyan versus Union of India, in that Supreme Court mentioned that, very, very important, Supreme Court mentioned that giving EWS reservation, that is under Article 15 clause 6, it is promoting the social justice. It is promoting the social justice with economic inequality. Okay. The same observations mentioned by the Supreme Court in horizontal reservations case also. You might have known that horizontal reservations and vertical reservations. Okay. This is about the Article 15. So what is the trend to this question, especially when you are, this is one model of question. This model of question is about, they'll give particular articles and they'll ask you what the relevance of that articles. So then you have to quote that article, what Constitution is saying, and what kind of reasonable restrictions put by the Constitution and recent Supreme Court observations. Now with respect to Article 16, it provides the reservations in state employment. Here you should quote Indira Sahni versus Union of India, where even though while promoting the social justice, it try to limit that reservation limit to 50%, and this reservation in employment, even though it is for social justice, it will be provided up to adequately, the particular population is adequately represented. With respect to that adequate representation, you can quote the M. Nagaraj case as well as Jarnail Singh case. Because while giving reservation, while promoting the social justice, you have to protect even the efficiency also. Because this theme was questioned in the 2024 prelims. If you remember, in 2024 prelims, there was a question based on the reservations with respect to the, protecting the efficiency. And recent development, there was a debate regarding the Maratha reservations. Okay, and whether the EWS reservations are going beyond the 50% or not. This is about Article 14, 15, 16. Then and there itself, when you are writing Article 14, critical examination, like Governor, President don't come into the, this Article 14 ambit 15, while you are writing education, okay, there itself you have to write critical examination that even though these education reservations are provided, still lot of dropouts are there, and still Right to Education Act is not properly maintaining, because that is about reservations in education. And employment, there you can write down that even though Article 16 is promoting the social justice, still there are some issues regarding Maratha reservations and regarding the EWS reservations and all, you can write down there. Okay. And regarding the adequate representation, how the adequate representation will be measured, that is also one of the criticism. So this is the balancing view of Article 14, 15, 16. Finally, so Article 14, 15, 16, they included in the Indian Constitution to promote the inclusive equality, inclusiveness. And we in the process of judicial interpretation of Article 14, 15, 16, we gradually nuanced. Okay, when you are writing about any calculated response, you have to use nuance. Okay, nuanced and nuanced approach. Nuance means calculated one. Okay, you should write these kind of things. We shifted mainly from the formal equality to substantial equality. What is the difference between the formal equality and substantial equality? Formal equality means giving for the sake of giving, but substantial equality means we are making sure that really deserving people are getting benefit out of it. That is about the substantial equality. And at the same time, we are trying to balance merit, needs, and social justice. Okay, so this is what your conclusion should include. So your conclusion should include that. So we shifted with respect to these fundamental rights from mere formal equality to substantial equality, and they are promoting social justice through various dimensions. So by following Article 15, 16 and 14, India is showing its commitment to constitutional morality and transformative justice. Okay, transformative justice is all about the upliftment of the disadvantaged people through various safeguards. This is about question number 7. Are we clear regarding the question number 7? Okay. So finally, side headings. What are the side headings? Introduction, Article 14, which includes some criticism on the Article 14, Supreme Court observations. 15, criticism, Supreme Court observation. 16, criticism and Supreme Court observation like Indira Sahani case, Jarnail Singh and M. Nagaraj, and recent developments regarding the Maratha reservations, and final conclusion. So this is about question number 7. Okay.